for so many years to raise her and her sister Maya. She saved for years to buy a home, which she was able to do. And Kamala's family story, what she's living through right now, shows what is possible in this United States. And she is going to be our next president. And Kamala understands how important it is, though, to get a fair chance. To get a fair chance to live this American dream and get a fair chance to prove yourself, to prove who you are, because that, in fact, is the American dream that we're all striving for. And she's always stepped up when we've needed her most. And when I needed something in my life for my family, went on this blind date, and
the first gentleman.
There you go. I'm gonna bring you around the country with me. That is a hype man over there. It's like what he said. Yeah, it's good. But like I said in my speech in Chicago, which was pretty amazing, but I said that Kamala Harris was there for me and my family at a really difficult moment in my life. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me and my family. And she's gonna be there for you and your family. And when she's president, it's gonna be one of the greatest things that's happened in this country. It really is. And she has stepped up. We in California knew how incredible she was to see her rise from fearsome prosecutor who put very terrible people away, to the district attorney in San Francisco, to our statewide attorney general in California, to be our United States Senator in California, then as vice president. So she is a woman of great intellect, great accomplishment, all for us. And so when this historic moment arose, when the country needed a leader, she was ready to lead when we needed her most. But you know what we're seeing right now? The most badass version of Kamala Harris when we needed it. We needed that version. And this ain't a honeymoon. This is real. This is what a real leader looks like. And real leaders also find fair, practical solutions to hard problems. That's what she does her entire career. See a problem, solve a problem.
That's right.
Hey, that could be a good campaign slogan. But that's what she's done her whole career. You see a problem, solve a problem.
That's right.
See a problem, solve a problem. I like it. And we're not going back. And she's always done it for the only client she's ever had. Us, the people. It's what she cares about. And this is a binary election for so many reasons. And I could go on and on about how horrific Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are. But just know one thing.
We know.
He's in it for himself. Kamala Harris is in it for us. And she has always been fighting for Latino communities her entire career. Latino communities, hardworking families, she's always been there. And as district attorney and then as attorney general, she took on violent criminals and protected the most vulnerable. As a former prosecutor, Kamala knows that feeling safe is fundamental to any community. I guess that's why more than 100 law enforcement officials just endorsed Kamala for president. This is what they said, not my words, this was theirs. They said this election is a choice between someone who has spent her career enforcing our laws and someone who has been convicted of breaking them. And I got to see this firsthand as our Attorney General in California. She took on the big banks and secured billions of dollars in a settlement that helped Latino homeowners after the housing crisis. And when predatory for-profit Corinthian schools ripped off consumers in California, she took them down too, shut them down. As Vice President, Kamala worked with President Biden to lower prescription drug prices. Now, thanks to their work, this is one of the great accomplishments for the Biden-Harris administration. I know you know this, insulin capped at $35 for seniors.
Yes.
Saving more than 130 Latinos on Medicare, an average of $500 per year. This is real. And as president, Kamala will continue that policy and expand it beyond seniors for everyone. She has always fought for Puerto Rico and delivered historic investments to help the island succeed, including investing $140 billion in the economy, over $250 million in rent relief, $75 million in mortgage assistance, and creating more than 100,000 new jobs and supporting critical infrastructure. Meanwhile, Trump blocked federal aid and botched recovery efforts for Puerto Rico. Big difference there. I think I'm bringing you all everywhere with me. I love this crowd. Let's go. So let's talk about the economy for a minute. Fairness. Fairness is the basis of a good economy. Kamala knows that minority-owned businesses need equal access to capital. This is huge. This is important. And when Latino entrepreneurs get the startup capital they need, they thrive. It's just logic. It's how the economy works. And I come at this not just as a political spouse married to the vice president, although I am. I was 30 years a business lawyer. I know this stuff. I worked on this stuff for clients my entire career. So as second gentleman, I saw firsthand the impact of these great economic policies, the influx of capital, the growth of small business. As second gentleman, I traveled around the whole country seeing the impact in a positive way on what they've been doing. And this is going to continue more so when Kamala Harris is our president. I met my new BFF, Tim Walz, not on stage with that big, huge bear hug, which that was only the second time I'd met him. I know. My friends and family were like, "You gave that guy that hug? You never hugged me like that." But that's how great he is. The first time I met him was doing a small business event in Minneapolis, St. Paul. And there was Tim Walz doing the work for entrepreneurs and small business. So he knows this stuff too. So they both get it, and they're both going to continue to work on this opportunity economy, which helps everyone, not just the billionaires and the biggest corporations. Because even in the Biden-Harris administration, with this influx of capital, the result is Latinos are starting businesses at the highest rate in more than a decade in this opportunity economy. Under Trump, Latino unemployment rose 47%. Not good. Kamala knows that economic opportunity requires educational opportunity, right?
Yes.
And this administration has invested nearly $15 billion in Hispanic-serving colleges and universities, which is the largest investment ever. That, of course, will continue in a Harris-Walz administration.
Yes.
Again, economy. This is all about creating an opportunity economy where all of us, every one of us, can succeed. It's also about lowering costs, which she has talked about, and growing the middle class, which we must do. That's the basis of any great economy. She is a capitalist. She is pro-growth, she's pro-business, but she's also pro-labor and pro-worker. All those things can exist at the same time. And just this week, she announced a great plan to make it easier for Americans to pursue a dream of starting their own business, a dream that is so central to so many Americans, including the Latino experience. Getting a new business off the ground costs an average of $40,000 in the first year. So to encourage entrepreneurs to take that risk, to live their dreams, open their business, Kamala has proposed increasing the tax deduction for startups from $5,000, which doesn't cut it because it takes at least $40,000, to $50,000. This is huge. spur so much growth, so many new business. This is a big one. She saw a problem, came up with a practical solution. See problem, solve problem. See how I did that? Brought it back. She wants to set a goal of 25 new small businesses, 25 million new small businesses, 25 million, that's a lot, in the first term. And so we also know, because the economy is already jamming and it's going to get even better with these great economic proposals, we need more affordable housing, right? Yeah. And her plan for that is great. More units, 3 million new units around the country in their first term. But to make it easier for first-time home buyers to get into that first house, this makes sense, a $25,000 tax credit for first-time home buyers. Again, this is all good for the economy. This will spur growth. This is a great investment. There'll be a great return on that investment. So one of the amazing things at the convention, along with speaking with the Obamas, which was amazing for me, but was watching, just just watching her speech and listening to it with so much pride and so much joy. But I also listened to what she said. And she said that not only is this election the most important in our lifetime, it's the most important in our nation's lifetime. This is it. This is the whole game right now. Because we all know what's at stake with Trump's 2025 agenda. Trump said he wants to totally kill the Affordable Care Act. The same Affordable Care Act that led to Latino uninsured rate being cut nearly in half. He wants to kill the Affordable Care Act, so we cannot afford to go back.
We're not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back.
We're not. And I'm not going to rest until November 6th either. Because I'm not going anywhere until we win. And there's so many other horrible things in Project 2025, taking our rights away. Basically, it's a blueprint to destroy our country as we know it. And it's a blueprint that almost nobody wants except Donald Trump and his little sidekick, J.D. Vance. Like, they seem to be the only two people who want this stuff. Nobody wants this stuff. Nobody wants what's in Project 2025, but that's their game plan. And it's that kind of thinking that led to the Dobbs decision, which took reproductive freedom away from millions of women and families in this country. That's what they're trying to do with Project 2025. And we're not gonna let them. We're not gonna let them do it. Trump also Trump also separated children from their parents and has called for the ending of DACA. Kamala knows, being from California, working on these issues for many, many years in her career, that the immigration system is broken. And we can fix it with a fair, comprehensive solution that reforms the system, but also secures the border and provides a fair, orderly pathway to citizenship. That is possible.
Who killed the bill?
Now, there was a bill. There was a strong bill out there
And Satan 45 killed it.
could have passed, but Donald Trump killed it. He told his little lackeys in Congress to shut it down, because even though that was going to be better for the rest of us in the United States, he thought it wasn't good for him politically, because he'd rather cause a problem than solve a problem, rather than see a problem, solve a problem. Oh, now I got it. Okay. And again, because for him, it's always about him. It's not about us. And this is one of many examples for that. I heard one of the other speakers say Donald Trump has literally said these words: immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country. That happened. Those words came out of his mouth. But he's wrong. As usual, he's wrong about so many things. But what we know, it's hate. It's hate that's poisoning our country. Hate is coursing through the veins of our democracy, and we all need to stand against it together and fight it, because we love our country. like in the household right now, you might ask? It's interesting. So we're not having like a lot of fun couple time right now. There's not a lot of chit chat about how's your day. We don't have time for that. And so in the rare moments that I actually get to see her, and we barely do get to see each other, we are focused and we are disciplined. And anytime I look up at the TV and she might be on it, or might be all this money we're raising, or some of the poll results and all that, and she's like, don't look at that stuff, don't talk about that stuff. We haven't won anything yet, and we only have, and she's got that number, 59 days to win. So stop talking and start working. And she's saying that to me. And then they ask, what's it like to see your wife get attacked? What's it like to see these people, you know, with their name calling and all this stuff? They're attacking her, attacking me, attacking our families. And guess what? It's just a distraction.
Yes.
It's all it is a distraction. So you don't get distracted by it, because we're not getting distracted by it. Don't get distracted, because that's their game. Look over here while we're doing Project 2025. Look over here while we have the Dobbs decision to take your rights away. Look over here while we're literally trying to destroy this country. So we're not distracted. You don't get distracted. And don't worry about us. We're fine. We are fine. Because we got each other, and we got that big, beautiful, blended family. They're going to love us up, so don't worry about that. None of that affects us. Focus and discipline. That's what we're going to do. That's what we need you to do. And she is, like I said, she's a joyful warrior. So I love the joyful part. That's who I married. Donald Trump is going to see that warrior part. Is to take him head on, and that's what she's doing. All right, Pennsylvania, this is where the action is, right? Yes. Pennsylvania, we need to win this state, and we need to win right here in your community. So you all right here have an actual say in who can be the next president of the United States. So if we can get the numbers out here in this community and all throughout Pennsylvania, guess what? The map, we've expanded the map. We're playing all over the place, including in North Carolina. And some people keep saying, wow, look at Florida, so close. But Georgia, back out west, Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, and right here in Pennsylvania. But, like, we haven't won anything, and I don't care what anything or polls. Run like we're 10 points behind. We gotta run like we're the underdog. So on election day, the day after, we're 10 points ahead. We need to win, and we need to win big. So I'll quote something else Michelle Obama said at that speech. Here's another one. Michelle said, we need to vote in numbers that erase any doubt and overwhelm any effort to suppress us, because that's what they're going to do. So we got to outwork, and we got to outvote, and make sure we get everyone to come out. And we got to drive up these margins. We got to win big, because we also want to send a message to the rest of the country and the rest of the world that we are better than this. We are a great country. The way that they describe the country, you think everything's falling apart. It's not. Biden-Harris did a great job. Harris-Waltz are going to take that and make things even better and keep it going. And keep it moving into the future. We got to send Bob Casey back to the Senate. We got to win the Senate seat. Got to send Susan back to the House. Because if we can take the House and the Senate in numbers, imagine what Kamala Harris can do as president. And who would you like picking the next couple of Supreme Court justices? Donald Trump, who appointed the 3 that overturned Roe v. Wade and are literally thinking each and every day how to take your freedom away? Or Kamala Harris, who's going to pick great justices who care about us and care about our freedom and will move us forward. So get out to vote. Make sure everyone is registered. I see a lot of young people here. You got to know the process. IWillVote.com. You get registered. You have you're not ready yet, but soon. You have a plan to vote. You make sure you know what the rules are in your state, which hopefully you all do. You know when early voting is. Just get it done. Get out there. And I was just at one of our offices here. There's a lot of enthusiasm. You join your neighbors. It's such a great expression to participate in this country that we all love. It is a way to show your love for not only your neighbors and your community, but for your country. So knock on doors, make those calls, send those texts, send those tweets, even Facebook, however you get in touch with people, use it. Landlines even. Drive around. Do it all. We need signs. Okay, well, we'll get you signs. We're not going to let anything stand in our way because guess what? All of what? I don't know. They know that. Go on the website. But what a way to end. We're going to bring it all back. A practical solution to our problem is for you to all get out there and do what Kamala are doing and do the work, right? Yes. See problem, solve problem. We can solve it by you all voting and helping us win Pennsylvania, and we win this election. Thank you.